Hey everybody, it's Emily and this is Emmylou Arts, and I'm really excited to be here today with you because I am going to journal in my brand new journal that I just made. If you are unfamiliar, one video back I described the conundrum that I had been in with journaling, and so I made this little beauty and I'm excited to get into it. As always, please excuse any background noise you might hear. The neighbors are getting their trees trimmed, so of course they're like grinding stumps. And Fatty and Skinny are at my feet and have decided to fully bathe each other at this exact moment. So there's a lot of licking sounds. So I apologize. Okay, so this is my journal that I made out of a book that I found at Goodwill. And I love it, you guys. I'm really inspired. I'm excited. So I added some of that kind of floral washi tape. I got that tube at Michael's. It's kind of like, I think it goes along with the Vintage Florals paper line. And that moon was part of a children's book, part of collage that I tore out of a children's book. I thought it was so cute. And I saw these stickers from the Paper Studio Agenda 52 at Hobby Lobby, and they're just a bunch of days of the week and numbers, just in different styles and fonts and stuff. So I bought that because I thought it would be neat to use in the journaling since this is undated, and I wanted to start using some of my stencils. So just trying to get a few new things to kind of like feel like I'm spicing it up a little. So I got out my stamps and I stamped the little little clipboard thing, and then someone had sent me that Hobonichi girl stamp, which she's so cute. And then I'm using my Papermate Inkjoy gel. That brought me so much joy. I love that pen. And in the Hobonichi, I just stopped using it because it was too like juicy and smear everywhere. It's one of my favorite pens to journal. I always used to journal with that pen because it writes really well over watercolor and dried acrylic paint. Just FYI, if you need a good pen for art journaling, that's a good one. And basically, I just wanted to jump in, and I decided to start by sort of writing how this journal was born. I had gone over to my parents for coffee, and I had brought the books that I bought at Goodwill because I wanted to show my mom and dad that cool gardening book that had all those pieces in it that I discovered. And then when I was there, I just started like working. When we were having coffee, I just tore the book apart and started collaging on it and stuff. And it was just such a fun time. I don't know, just one of my favorite places to be is there with them in the morning having coffee and chatting. So I just decided to go ahead and get started, and I just felt so free and creative, and it was wonderful. And so I just wanted to journal about how this journal came to be. Just a second, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. And I'm adding more like plant washi tape, and this is part of a washi set that I got off of Amazon, those leaves. I think they're so pretty. And let's see, that little thank you tip-in thing was just something that came in one of my sticker orders from Amazon. One of those like PPAPPAPPIYO ones, the girl or the cat or the dog, I can't remember which one, but they come with all these little things. So I put some of those in. I put some of my Positoon cat stickers in there. And I just love how it turned out. And really captures the feeling that I had when I made this book, which was wonderful. So that's how it started out. And I'm in love. I'm in love. And then I decided to collage this first page. One of these is it's a children's book that I found at Goodwill, and I was in love with the images. So I tore out this little princess because I loved the image, and it looked like she had kind of like a speech bubble coming out of her mouth. And Addie had, a few weeks back, auditioned for the fall gala of her dance studio, which is going to be the Princess and the Pea. Oh, Lord, you guys. So, as every almost 9-year-old girl dreams, she wanted to be the princess, obviously. And I kept trying to prepare her, like, Addie, you just, started. You're one of the younger ones, so you're probably not going to get a role like that. And so we would tease her, and we were like, maybe you'll be the pea. And so turns out she was cast as a mattress. To say she was a little deflated and disappointed would be an understatement, which I completely understand, because it's not every girl's dream to have a mattress costume. But it was a wonderful life lesson, and that's what we're taking it as. You're not always going to have the best role. You're not always going to have your favorite costume, but it's going to be fun. And you're going to have a lot of fun. And so that speech bubble, we talked about it. She said,
I'm going to be the most beautiful mattress that ever lived.
Right on, my girl, right on. That princess sticker was, someone sent that to me. And then I got out my Tim Holtz little word stickers. I used to use these in my art journaling all the time, and I love them so much. I put a little she was wishing one, and then I had a lovely time down by, I wrote fingers and toes crossed, because that's kind of... The lesson is contingent on her having fun at the end of this. So if she's miserable, then it might be a fail on my parenting part. But I'm proud of her, and she's going to have a lot of fun as a mattress. So I thought that was a really fun spread, and I love that princess collage. I turned the page, and on the back of this beautiful piece of scrapbook paper, I did some collaging out of, I think this is a Real Simple magazine, kind of like the tasks, like checking tasks off, and then I like the imagery of that person like balancing a whole bunch of junk, you know what I mean? And then I put the like washing hands collage, because I just want to wash my hands of that notion that my worthiness is dependent on my my tangible contribution to the household in terms of doing tasks, I met with my therapist, who I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was so nice to talk to her, and because you guys know I've been struggling, and I really like that collage of the Heeda girl sticker, because after we talked and stuff, she's like, it sounds to me like you're really hard on yourself. And, I know that about myself, and it's just interesting, it was good to hear that from somebody else, that reminder that your worthiness isn't based on anything. It's not based on how many loads of laundry you get done. It's not based on how many weeds you pull or how clean your sofa cushions are. It just is. You are wonderful just because you exist. And your contributions to your family go way deeper than that. So I just needed to remember those things, because I forget. And when I'm in a dark place and it's hard for me to get those things done, it's like that spiral, because then I feel even worse because I'm not helping and I'm not contributing. And, then my brain tells me that Michael is mad at me because I'm not doing these things, which is so untrue. And then I start to get resentful of him because he's doing everything. And it's just this shame spiral that just is like a monster. You know what I'm saying? So we all just need to be a lot less hard on ourselves and realize that just our being us and loving our families and is enough. So that's okay. If that's all you get done in a day, that's okay. And so I I kind of art journaled about that. So I hope that you excuse me now that my journaling isn't day dependent. It's going to be driven a lot by my feelings and things that are happening. So my commentaries are going to be a lot of feelings now. I hope you guys are ready for that. Yeah, so guess that's all I have to say about that. This page, Henry drew this picture of a house, and I thought it was so cool. It was on the back of one of the sheets that he brought home from school. And he said an astronomer lives in this house. Because I was like, what's this thing here? He said, oh, it's a telescope. That's the telescope room, because an astronomer lives here. And I just was in love with that image. And he says he wants to be an architect. And this page is just sort of a dedication to him and just his place that he's at right now. I just don't, like I write in there, have words big enough to describe his heart. It is so incredible. He's just caught in between this still being a little boy and, entering this adolescent phase. And it's a special time, and I just wanted to remember the things that he does now and the things that he says. And I used some of those cat sticker flakes that I absolutely love. Those were sent to me. One of them is in the corner, he's like doing art, and then in the top, he looks kind of contemplative. And then I tore out a little picture from one of the children's books of a little kid in bed with the stuffed animals and stuff, because that just reminds me of the piece of his heart that's still so like young and so sensitive, He just reminds me so much of myself. Like, I remember when I would lay down at night, that's when all of my anxieties and my worries about the world would creep in, and I just, that's when we talk, and I just love him so much, and I love his heart is so big. And the other night he called me in and he's
like, I'm just so upset. I keep thinking about all the refugees and the people that are treated badly, and it's just not fair.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it is not fair, Henry. It is not fair. And I'm so glad that you have a heart big enough to worry about people. So that's kind of what that spread represented to me. And then I used this little sheet from a pocket traveler's notebook printout that I made a long time ago, and just stuck in some pictures because I had to go to the office with Michael on Saturday to help him, and so that one of the other office ladies could have a day off. And so that meant my parents came over and they took the kids out to lunch, and somehow they got convinced to go to Walmart, and Addie ended up with a new spring dress and some sandals, and Henry got a Lego set. I'm like, oh, you guys are too much. But Grandma and Grandpa were in heaven, of course, just being there and spending time with them. So does not surprise me that they got convinced to go shopping. So I love this book for that kind of little page, that I could just throw those pictures on, and it was just cool. I don't know. I'm just loving this format, you guys. It's been a lot of fun. I put that little Susie Zoo sticker. A friend sent me that, subscriber. And I took some pictures of Mother's Day, a little bouquet that Addie and I made at a brownie event. And I hand-lettered Happy Mom's Day, hand-lettered in quotes, with a Tombow marker. And I took a picture of the kids. They planted some petunias in pots out in the backyard, like next to my favorite place to read, in my little chair back there, which was so stinking sweet. And it was just such a lovely day, and lots of little handmade cards and hug coupons, and it's a sweet spot when your kids are this age. And of course I was adding hearts, and I tore out a picture of the mom in the bathrobe from that children's book. I love that children's book. Oh, it makes me so happy. It's called Good Days, Bad Days. And that was another one that I got at Goodwill that I just thought was so cute. So I put that on there next to them because, you know, that's how I roll out at every holiday or special day. Cup of coffee and a bathrobe. And then I was journaling about, on Saturday when Michael and I got home from his office and my parents had left, Addie and I had a mom and me brownie little event to go to. And it was so sweet. And we did a lot of games. And it was so funny because one of the games was the girls had to guess what mom would choose out of, you know, a couple of different choices or whatever. And we did pretty well. Like one of them was like, would your mom rather get up early or sleep in as late as possible? And Addie was like, like, duh. I mean, she knows me pretty well, but it was funny because some of them were a little bit different. And I love this one because one of them was like, would your mom rather go to Paris or go to the Grand Canyon? And I thought in my mind that she was definitely going to say go to Paris because she's a Paris girl, like, you know, kind of the shopping and the fancy things. And so I said, I think Addie's going to choose that I would rather go to Paris, but I would rather go to the Grand Canyon. And she looked at me and she goes,
duh, Mom, I know you. You are not a Paris person.
I was like, oh, sweetheart, I love you so much. You do know me. I am not a Paris person. Not that I don't want to go. I just, I thought it was so cute and funny. And I wanted to document that. And that's sort of the theme of this book. Just things that I am driven to document in the moment. And I hope you guys are enjoying it and finding some inspiration. I'll see you soon. Bye.